I'm the founder and trustee of Ashoka University, and I'm also the founding dean of the Indian School of Business. And the reason I'm here is because Ashoka University is in the process of being launched, and we were one of the institutions that was showcased from India as one of the institutions that is getting into liberal arts education in India. I think my expectations were that this will be a place where we would discuss some of the sort of burning questions about liberal arts education and how to do it well, its relevance for India, and what could we borrow from outside India, and what were some of the challenges that were being faced in other markets. So, in some senses I knew what to expect because I was part of the organization team, but I think it has been very favorable, the response and how the expectations have been met, at least for me. Yes, actually quite a few. When one is setting up a new university, you do a lot of thinking about stuff and trade-offs and choices that you make. And I guess you also become a bit too focused on getting stuff done, often don't have time to explore all the possibilities or think through all the issues. So, for me, in most of the sessions, I found an angle or a way to look at things that I had not thought of. I've kind of noted it away somewhere at the back of my mind. I also found lots of good ideas. So, it was not just asking the questions, but also lots of good ideas that people are doing around the world. So, from that standpoint, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and a lot of people who have thought a lot about these issues that I didn't know or know of. So, even that is very valuable. The only thing I will say is that this was a conference that generally had very high quality in terms of the people that were here and the discussions that happened. I think the organization itself was very good, that goes without saying, but I think that there are conferences and there are conferences, and I think this was a place where it was time well spent. Most times you end up going to a conference and realizing that you didn't really pick up too much. I think the part I feel sad about is that we couldn't have more people. I know that towards the end there were many more people who wanted to attend, and we had to actually say no to them for understandable reasons. I'm not complaining, but I think in the future, given the interest in the subject and the quality of people who are willing to participate in something like this, I think we'll have to look at broadening the pool of people who can attend. And in that way, I guess we are already making a contribution, which you asked me earlier. I would imagine that for both IIHS and Ashoka, given where we are, the first step is to try and incorporate some of these ideas in our own examples. And I think that the role that we can play right now is just to be role models for others to emulate. So, there's a lot here that we can try and do ourselves to showcase to the rest of the country and around the world, I guess, on what some of these ideas are and how they can actually make a difference. I think the question is, do we also want to propagate our model with the rest of the country and with others who are doing this? I think that's a much harder role to play, frankly, if you ask me. It's one thing to spend a few days thinking about it with others and facilitating that, which in itself, I guess, is an important role. So, maybe that is something we can continue to both do going forward as well. But I think beyond that, I think we should focus on getting to do some of these things ourselves. I don't want to speak for IIHS and what their board and management will think, but at least for me at Ashoka and for our people, I think the more important thing is to just set some benchmarks based on what we've learned.